I've always been a skeptic, a logical thinker, a person who trusted reason over fear. My father, a doctor, taught me young that anything beyond the physical world was a fabrication of the human mind. Ghosts, demons, illusions, he would say. The brain invents what it cannot explain. By the time I was 5, I no longer believed in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy. Yet, despite my skepticism, I loved horror movies and supernatural stories. They fascinated me. Some part of me buried deep in my subconscious longed to see something real, something that defied logic. That desire was probably why I agreed to visit the North Trestle. The North Trestle was an old railway bridge, rusted with age, stretching across a narrow arm of North Lake. Beneath it, dark water pooled where a valley had been flooded by a dam decades ago. And with every old place, there were old stories. The most famous was Genevieve's tale. In the 1960s, she was a wealthy girl from our school, secretly meeting her forbidden lover on the bridge on nights lit by a full moon. When her controlling mother discovered the affair and tore them apart, Genevieve hung herself from the trestle. They said if you crossed the bridge under a full moon, you'd see her spirit. Everyone in town knew the story. I thought it was ridiculous. I decided it would be fun to film the bridge for our school's newscast and prove the legend was nothing but smoke. My friend Mark, our editor, was all in. Lisa, another friend, came along just to witness anything happen. That night, under a glowing full moon, we packed a camera and a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and drove north until the town dissolved into pine forests and endless fields. The further we went, the darker it became. Not a single streetlight. The headlights carved narrow tunnels through the trees, and the silence outside pressed against the car windows. "Are we seriously doing this?" Lisa muttered from the back seat. Mark grinned. "Don't worry, if a ghost shows up, we'll be famous." But her words stayed with me. There was something heavy in the air that night, like the forest itself was holding its breath. We parked near a small marina, our breath fogging as soon as we opened the doors. The cold cut deep. The lake shimmered silver under the moon, and the trestle loomed above it like a skeleton of iron and wood. The walk to the bridge was unnerving. The wooden planks groaned beneath each step, gaps yawning wide enough to swallow a careless foot. Beneath us, nothing but black water. "Could you jump from here?" Mark asked with a nervous laugh. "Only once," I muttered. Lisa didn't even answer. She was too busy watching the shadows. Halfway across, the moon slipped behind a cloud. In an instant, I was blind. My night vision was terrible. I couldn't see my own hand. The world dissolved into pitch black silence. The cloud finally drifted on, moonlight pouring over the bridge. Relief washed over me, but it didn't last long. We reached the midpoint and set up the camera. Mark began narrating into the lens, mocking the legend, while Lisa stood uneasily at the edge. That's when the battery light blinked red. "Damn," Mark muttered. "We'll grab the spare." Don walked to the far end and backed for some extra footage. Lisa protested instantly. "I'm not leaving him here alone." They argued, but in the end, they left together to fetch the battery. I walked on alone. Minutes later, a scream tore through the night. High-pitched, sharp. "Lisa!" I shouted. My blood froze, but when I glanced back, I saw their silhouettes already off the bridge. The scream had come from ahead from where I was going. A cold wind rose, rattling the planks. A low hum like distant machinery began to thrum in the air. Then I heard it. "Daniel." The whisper was faint, female, carried on the breeze. My chest tightened. I told myself it was the wind, but my feet faltered. I wanted to see anything, a shadow, a trick of light, but the moon slipped behind another cloud, and the darkness swallowed me whole. Something brushed past me, quick, too close. I spun around, heart hammering. "Hey, who's there?" No answer, only the low hum, growing louder. Moonlight returned, and that's when I saw it. A figure stood far down the bridge, limping, arms swinging unnaturally, like they weren't properly attached. Long, greasy black hair hung almost to its knees. Its head tilted to one side like a broken doll. My stomach turned cold. The moon vanished again. When it returned, the figure was closer, 100 yards. My legs trembled, the planks creaking beneath me. The moon slipped away, then returned. Closer, 50 yards, and now I could see its face, or rather, the absence of one. Off-white skin, tinged with green, wrinkled like a rotting pumpkin. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. I prayed the light would stay. But the clouds moved fast, and darkness fell once more. The last time the moon broke free, it was standing 10 feet away. Its head tilted, its body trembling as if something was pushing it forward. And then the face changed. A mouth split wide across the blank skin, ripping itself into existence. Black gums, jagged teeth, and a grin so grotesque it branded itself into my mind. "Daniel," it said. The voice was wrong, too sharp, too loud. I jumped, instinct, not reason. My body hurled itself sideways into the freezing black water below. The world exploded in cold. Darkness swallowed me again. I don't remember how I swam to shore or how long I was in the water. The only thing I carried with me was that grin. Even in the car, shivering, Lisa wrapping me in a blanket, Mark asking if I was hurt, I didn't answer, because all I could see was her smile. It's been years since that night. People say I must have imagined it. That shock and fear twisted my memory, that the brain invents what it cannot explain. Maybe they're right, but every time I close my eyes, I see it again. That face, that mouth, that impossible smile. And sometimes, when I dream, I'm back on the bridge, and she's closer than before.